And with me today from the El Toro Water District is Fred Ajarian. Always good to see you,
Ken,
sir.
Pleasure. Always good to see you.
And today we're going to talk about water use in California, kind of where we stand this year, which isn't too bad. Last year, of course, we had a really fantastic year.
Oh, it was an incredible year, Ken. I mean, it was one for the record books, really. So now this year, we haven't had quite the rainfall that we've had before, but we're getting through here. And so with today's presentation, it's not bad, but really with today's presentation, we just want to remind customers about the fact that really we need to continue to be efficient with our water use. So this first slide here just is a reminder of the fact that we live in a semi-arid environment in California. Always have, always will. Our climate is typified by hot, dry summers with variable rainy winters, and we've seen that in the last 5 years. And again, with this year, Southern California's history in particular has been defined by major droughts. A key point, the Great Drought of 1863, 1864 resulted in the demise of the old California ranchos. Thousands of cattle died, thousands of acres were rendered, could not be farmed. And so, and again, we've seen that these droughts continue to be cyclic in California's history.
Yes, they are.
Anywhere from 4 to 7 years. Our most recent one, as we see here, from 2012 through 2017. Now, an interesting thing, some studies done by the Department of Water Resources show that there have been ancient droughts in the Sacramento Basin, and this kind of extrapolation for the rest of the state indicates that we've had situations of periods lasting over several hundred years. So the big question now that we've got climate change and we're dealing with that going forward, is that potentially an indication for the future? We'll have to wait and see, and hopefully it won't happen in our lifetime.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, you mentioned the one of 1863, and if you go up to the Mission up in Santa Barbara and you take the tour, there are writings about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that just redefined the lifestyle for that part of the world.
Yeah, it did.
And just changed things completely. So perhaps we could go to the next slide.
Okay.
So customers will see the words, conservation versus water use efficiency, don't they mean the same thing? And I get this question constantly, Ken. Conservation is a technique that's used during a drought emergency. So that this immediate past 5 years, it's really all of the processes, all of the steps that customers, businesses, and the communities need to take to manage their use, because we're in an extreme drought situation.
Right.
And there are regulations that are implemented by the state, as we've seen. Now, water use efficiency, this is really the other side of the coin. Once we come out, as we just have, from a drought emergency, the state and our customers, our businesses, we all need to be in a continuous state of being more efficient with the water we use, both indoors and outdoors. And so this encompasses specific lifestyle changes in and around the house, as well as in the business area. And with the next slide here, I think we can get a sense as to just how, just a refresher for our customers as to how severe the drought was. So we started in 2012, as you can see on the map on the right. Most of the state was starting to get affected by the drought, but we moved into 2013, and 2014, excuse me. And as you see there, the deep red showed that most of the state, 85% and more, was gripped by the most severe drought in 1,200 years, which is a record for California. So in 2014, the governor asked for voluntary 20% cutback. And the State Water Resources Control Board, which is the agency that implements and oversees the implementation of these guidelines, required reports from our agency and other water agencies. Well, 2015 rolled around. The drought continued to be extremely bad. Only 5% of the snowpack was available. It was really getting pretty bad up north. And folks were just not cutting back. So the governor ordered mandatory conservation in the range of 8 to 36%. For El Toro, that was 24% was our target.
Right.
This is based on our water use and our patterns for usage in that time. So moving on to the next slide, we see here now that in 2016, things started to improve from a hydrologic or from a precipitation standpoint, a little bit more rain, a little bit more snow, but not quite enough. So the State Water Resources Control Board modified these regulations that were implemented the previous year to require each agency implement a stress test, basically that we show that based on our available water supplies and our practices that we were meeting the state's guidelines. So April 2017, after a historic year, I mean the entire 5-6 months of 2017, we had over 30 some odd inches of rain. It was an incredible year, wet year for California. So the governor declared an end to the drought, and so now we've moved over from the water conservation, the drought or the emergency drought style of conservation now to the a more water use efficient lifestyle, which is where we're at right now. And again, as you see, as our customers can see, in 2018, we're still having a challenge from some dry conditions here. So far, as we'll see in some of the following slides, we haven't had that much precipitation. This dotted line here shows that's our average. Typically, it's about 12.9 inches. We usually get in Southern California anywhere from 12 to 14 inches of rain.
Right.
But as customers will see in 2017 and 2018, we've not even hit 4 inches of rain. So we're in a drought still, but it's not an emergency drought. We just need to be mindful of that as we use our water. And in the next slide, this shows some of the precipitation around the state. These are measuring stations that the State Department of Water Resources monitors to identify, to keep track of how we're doing rainfall-wise. And as you see in the lower chart, in the lower graphic here, we're only at 85% of normal. Now, most people would think, gee, Fred, that's not bad, but it's not as good as it was last year. So we're really living off of last year's reserves.
Okay.
That's a key point. Then the next slide, this shows the extent of the snowpack, both in California and to the left here where the smaller circle is. See that sort of pinkish area? Not as extensive as it was in 2017. And then in the Colorado River Basin, which is the source of our Colorado River supply, there you can see how scant the quantities of snowpack are there. So this infrared imagery really contrasts if we were looking at this a year ago, we would have seen far larger groupings of snowpack. In the next slide, so now the state, we're in a water use efficient, and we will always be in a water use efficient mode. These permanent regulations were implemented during the drought, but they are permanent. So basically, we ask businesses and customers, be more efficient in your outdoor usage. Don't overwater your lawns to cause runoff. Use a positive shutoff nozzle when you wash your cars with a bucket and a sponge. Don't hose off your driveways. Broom your driveways. Get some exercise. Don't use fountains that don't have recirculating water features. When turf gets irrigated on public medians, adjust the way the irrigation is going, so it doesn't go out in the street, it goes on the grass. You wouldn't believe the number of complaints we got from customers during the drought about how the cities were not, and this is not to slight the cities, but more water was going on the streets than on the grass. Restaurants, of course, they'll serve you water if you ask for it, but they just don't want to waste it. And it's also expensive, and it takes a lot of water to clean and present you a customer with a glass of water. Hotels, the same thing. Maybe use your towels a second or third day instead of just, asking for fresh linens every day. And I think in our closing slide here, really, water use efficiency, it is going to be, and it must be a California way of life. We just had some state regulations approved by the governor just in the last couple of weeks. This is very timely, which identifies a framework for water use efficiency. Budget targets are going to be put together for each agency on a statewide basis. So as we see here, there will be calculations done over the next year. Our agency, other agencies around the state, based on past water usage, population, a variety of different characteristics to set what that budget needs to be. In El Toro's case, we adopted a water-based budgeting system in 2011, so we're actually ahead of the game. This is for the rest of the state and those agencies that have not adopted that kind of guideline. There will be monthly reporting over a 5-year period, and then the state will review in 2025 and see how are all the agencies doing. And for those agencies that are not, doing their job, and they're not going to wait 5 years. If an agency if their statistics are off, there will be mandatory sanctions, including fines, very expensive fines. So, and then the last point here is that we need to plan for. The state is asking that we plan for a 5-year dry period instead of 3. Given that we just came out of a 5-year drought, it seems that with climate change, we may be heading into longer periods of drought in the future. So really the bottom line is just consider your water use, be as efficient as you can indoors and outdoors. And in our final slide here, check out our website. We've got a variety of resources for outdoor use, for plants, our beautiful demonstration garden that we just
very nice. I took a nice tour of that.
Dedicated. Customers are very welcome to come and see that garden, as well as other, information for businesses on water efficient practices.
All right, very good. Always good to see you.
Ken,
I
real
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you very much. Look forward to talking with you again.
All right, you take care, and you can go on El Toro Water District's website, find out more information, and as Fred just said, go up and tour the garden. It's really very impressive. Very nice.
Beautiful garden.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Ken.
We'll be right back.